Hey guys, it's Jeremy again, and I'm just playing around in my vanilla Minecraft world now. This is completely vanilla, except for the texture pack, of course. But this is a little part of the world I've explored. I've been a bit of a dunce. I made a AFK fishing farm and put it over here in this desert biome when about 20 blocks this way there's a forest biome that I could put it in where it'll get rained on, so I can get a certain percentage amount extra uh, hits on the lure by building it where it can be rained on. Because, I'm sometimes smart like that. And sorry, those chickens are insanely loud. Get away from them. But what we're going to do is I've already removed it from this building that I put it in. As you can see, we just have a big empty building now, but I'm not going to tear this down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as the storage for it. So I'm going to make a little ice farm up in the hills that are over there. Some of them get snowfall, or I could go over this way to the extreme hills, and I can make a small ice farm enough to get just a few blocks of ice to be able to make a transport system that's going to go from where I'm going to put it over here, or put the actual fishing farm back behind where I have the chickens. Right where this chest is, I have most of the things I need to make it in here. And I'm going to have all the items transfer over to this building. And I'm going to make the ice with water running over it, and that's going to bring the items over here and feed them into a hopper system that's going to have probably about 12 or 14 double chests. When I made this before, I only had 7 double chests, and I went AFK overnight while I was at work, and it completely filled up, and when I came back and turned on the TV, there were a whole bunch of items just sitting in the water source blocked. Just couldn't go into the hoppers because I had so much stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a place to make my ice farm, start collecting some ice, and I'll bring you back as soon as I get that done. Alright guys, I found the perfect spot to make this farm. We're just a little bit away from our base here, but I just had to show you guys this. These are the llamas. This is so great. I know. Look at that face. That is one of the derpiest things I've ever seen. But we're going to go ahead and get back to making ourselves this little ice farm so we can go ahead and get everything set up. Alright, so now we have our little ice farm built, the simplest thing in the world actually. All you have to do is you have an infinite water source right here with the 2 water source blocks on either side, and the middle one here is the one you can see, so I can just fill up water from here infinitely. And since it is covered, it's not going to freeze up at this height, but as you can see, everything else out here is starting to freeze, and you got to make sure that all of these are water source blocks and not running water, or you're not going to be able to get it to freeze. And there we go, just got one there, and you can, with my items here, we can see that I have my Silk Touch pickaxe, and that's going to be what you can collect the ice with. You have to have Silk Touch to be able to collect the ice. If not, see, if you break it just by your hand, you see you don't get anything from it. But I'm going to sit here and collect some of these ice blocks for a little while, and once we get probably like a full stack, I'm gonna head back and start work on everything else. And this is when the sun goes down in the extreme hills. Now this is actually a really wonderful place. Unfortunately, I built my base so far away from here that I'm probably gonna have to install like another portal to be able to access this place a lot more easy, I should say. And then you can see the moon coming up over the hills there. I love these little pieces of floating stone or dirt or whatever they are. Can't really tell now. But this view is just awesome from up here. But I built myself a little hidey hole so I can stay here while the sun is down. And I'm just gonna get out my cobblestone, put that there, get a torch up. I'm just gonna chill out here till the sun comes up. Alright guys, so now let's go ahead and build this AFK Fish Farm. Now before I actually get started on it, I just want to say that this is not my design. I got this from Panda4994, which I'm sure if you watch other Minecraft videos you've seen this design before. But I just want to say that, you know, I didn't come up with it. I'm nowhere near good enough at Minecraft to come up with things like that. But that is the design I'm going to be using for this. So if you want to check out his video, he goes over everything and how he came up with the idea. I'm going to put a link in the description to it, so go ahead and give him some love too, since I've basically stolen his idea. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to be using a combination of stone bricks and acacia wood, which might anger some people, but for me, I really like the acacia wood. So we're going to start off with our half slab, and we get a full block here. I have changed this slightly from his because I'm not putting a chest here. I'm going to be moving the items over to that building over there so I can keep it nice and separate and not have to like dig down forever underneath this to put chests. So that would normally be a chest in his design, but like I said, I'm changing things. Got a half slab right here. We have a hopper going. Normally that would point into your chest, but I'm just having mine point down, and when I get everything finished I'm going to dig out the tunnel to take everything over. So on the back side of that we're going to need our iron door. Why do I have so much stuff in my inventory all the time? So this needs to be right behind this hopper, not on this side of the block, but on that side. So just to do that easily, just turn around and you can place it. Hit it with the stick you just got. And right behind that, we're going to be putting in the note block, which goes on the top half of the door, and you just kind of put it there, and it will be spaced in the block behind it, so don't get worried about that. So what we're going to do now is set up the area to trap the water. So you need a block on either side, and this half slab in the front is going to stop it there. And you can just break that. That's going to fall down into the hopper. And then off the side of these blocks, we're just going to add one here, one here. Oop. And then on top of those... Sorry guys, had a technical difficulty there. But we're going to put our half slabs on top of the door and on top of the note block. Now that note block's not going to make any sound when we're doing stuff. And behind this block, we need to put one right there as well. Oh, not a half slab, but an actual full block. That's going to be used for redstone later. Oh my, it's starting to get dark. Let's go ahead, take a quick nap, and then we're going to get our tripwire hooks. We're going to need our string and our water bucket. So the water go in here, and we have our two tripwire hooks and the string connecting them. So now you can set that off by walking through it, and we're going to use that as the way we open the door. So we're going to get out our redstone and just put that there. As you can see, that opens and closes the door. But because the door is technically still in this block, it stops the water from coming out even when it's open. So Actually, this is it. It's very simple, and like I said, normally you'd put a chest under here and you just collect what you have in that one chest, but I plan to go AFK doing this overnight or, when I sleep or anything like that. So I'm going to be putting up a building around this thing, maybe similar in design to what I have over here already, but, since I'm not in the desert anymore, I don't like using sandstone, so I'm using the stone bricks. But I'll go ahead and get the building up around here, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Alright guys, I think this is just about it. So, yeah, it's nothing special. I could use some decorations, but when we get to that point, we can put those on. But so let's go up top and you can take a look down in here. One thing you have to make sure when you're doing this is the block with the water on it, which is right below here, has to have no solid block above it. So you can have transparent blocks like glass. I believe ice works, but just to be sure, I always just use glass. It works easy and it's perfectly fine. So what next plan of action is take down this chicken farm that I don't need anymore. But move it away from this build a bit. Let's go ahead and take a look on in here. Do I have pressure plates? No. I'll have to get some of those. But I'll put a pressure plate down here. We can also throw a little bit of decoration in here. Not that it really needs it, but there we go. Alright, so got a way to get to the back in case I need to. But yeah, so this is the build as it is right now. What I'm going to be doing is going down from that square where the hopper is. I'm going to be putting a dropper a few squares below it, and from there I'm going to be running that dropper into a water line or a item transfer, and I'm going to be using the ice and water to make things go really efficiently and smoothly, and take that over to the other little house. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of digging and I'll bring you back in when the process is underway. Alright guys, so what we have going on here is we have 3 hoppers coming down into this dispenser. And this dispenser is going to be what shoots the items straight down from here, and that's going to go into a water stream and carrying it off to the other side. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up this circuit to allow the dispenser to fire every time an item goes into it. So you just need 6 blocks back here. I am using dirt just because no one's really going to see this, so I'm not too worried about it. What we're going to do is we're going to take a comparator in subtract mode. Actually, we need 9 blocks. Alright, we're going to be able to need to get around to this other side too. So we're going to take a repeater out of this, and we're going to have redstone coming back and around into there, and there must be an item in here. Yes, a dandelion fell in there somehow, and we're going to put redstone here, here, and in this square we need a repeater. Now see, while there's an item in there, it's going to continually be sending out a pulse after pulse. So what we'll do is when we put this block here, it fires away. So we can just pick up that dandelion again and use this as our test. Look up at the top hopper up here, put that in, and there it goes all the way down. Awesome. Alright guys, I'm going to do a little bit more digging, get the tunnel over to the other area, and show you how to set up the water stream. Alright guys, so we have our water stream set up, and this is really simple. It's just ice underneath this moving water, and you have your source block starting right here, directly underneath the dropper, or dispenser I should say. And that just moves all the items along, and you can just follow that along and turn around this corner, and that brings us into this building here. Now I've done a little bit of the work so far. I've put in, the hoppers and the chest that I'm going to have, and I do know that this is one block higher on this, or one chest higher on this side, but I wanted to be able to have a way to get around. So I just made this with one less chest and a little area so you can get through. But so what we're going to do is we're going to build a glass item elevator. And that's going to work with our dropper here. And that's going to push the items up through the glass. And it's going to take it to the top, which is going to be level with these hoppers here. And then I'm going to put a water block up on the top, and it's going to wash all the items over into the hoppers. So let's go ahead and take a look at everything. I'm gonna put one of these signs up just so I can stop this water from coming at me here. There we go. And this block right here in the middle of a 3x3 area. Get rid of these also. That is going to be... Actually, do we have sandstone? We should get rid of this, put in some sandstone. Alright, so we're going to have our dropper here facing up, and into that we're going to put some hoppers. We're gonna put one... Oop. Actually use hoppers, that would be nice. There we go. 1 and 2. And what's going to happen is this first hopper here is going to actually pick up the items that are coming through the water stream, and that's going to pump it over to here. So what we're going to do here is make another redstone circuit like we did before. So we're going to need another 3x3 area here. Get rid of that. Alright, so we have our comparator running out of here, and subtract. We have our other things here. There we go. I only brought one repeater with me. Where were we? So, comparator, repeater. This comes back around into there. We just did this, so it shouldn't be too hard to remember. Your repeater running into the block next to your dropper. And there we go. So let's just go ahead and make sure that this works. Take a piece of sandstone, let's throw it into these hoppers. Throw it right back out at me. Perfect. So, from here, what we can do, we can fill in this area down here. We're not going to be needing that anymore. And we can start putting in our glass. And these just... There we go again. Not paying attention to what item I'm using. And this does need to be in a 3x3 for it to work properly. So, now we got this level with our hoppers on top. And so what's going to happen is straight up through this middle piece of glass here, the items are going to come up and pop out onto the top of this. And they're going to be collected by this water. So now what we can do is go ahead and cover this back up. I hear a little zombie somewhere. Oh, it's a little husk. Those things are horrible. So let's get out my awesome bow. Figure out where this little thing is. There you are. Get rid of him. And let's test this out. Oh, actually, we can't test it yet. We need to take out that sign on the bottom there. It's got more zombies coming at me, too. I spend so much time in this area that the difficulty in this area is probably pretty high. Alright. So let's give this a shot. Actually, we can test it from right here. Let's take the sandstone, throw it on down. Up it goes. Now, depending on where it kind of throws out up there, it could go either to this side or to this side. I don't have a sorting system set up for any of this, so I don't... Let's see. All four went to this side. Let's give that another shot. Looks like it went that way this time. Got 3 here, and 1 over here. So, yep, that's working on this side, so let's... Ooh, I need to put something there, so I don't do that. Let's go ahead over to the other side and give this an actual full test. Well, hi there. So, what do we have a stack of? We got a stack of dirt. Fun stuff. So, starting with this top hopper, let's put in this dirt. Get out of here, zombie. I'm trying to do something. Let's run over here quickly. Hopefully we can catch... Oh yeah, I can hear it. Got all this dirt coming up. And behind here, I'm going to put in some more torches so you can get a little bit more light. I know it looks like some of them are glitching around a little bit, but I think they all made it. Let's see what we got. Oh, I heard... Oh, that must have been from the chicken farm. So we have 11 on this side. And 48. That's 59. Oh, no. Let's see what's happened here. Alright, so let's put a stack of dirt. And you know what? I did not check the top. I didn't think there was any place for it to go. Though this is... I love watching this. This is amazing. Let's go ahead and throw some light back here, too. Well, that seems to have stopped. Got anything going on up in these hoppers? No. Alright. So, here's 59. We've lost 1. That's interesting. should not have been able to go into any of these. Well, call me a liar. That should not have really been able to happen, I didn't think. Alright, we need to go up top here and figure out what is going on with that. So, this is going to be the last test. I've done it 3 times now, and the items still are going into the other chest, and I, for the life of me, can't tell why. They're not supposed to. The hoppers are supposed to draw from above them before they give out to the side. But, no idea. But, I really wish they didn't make that horrible sound, though. But, I'm not going to be here listening to it when this is in use, so it's not going to be that big of an issue, just like with the, AFK Fish Farm. I'm going to be doing that while I'm not actually playing. And for that to work, of course, you have to download a, macro that allows you to do mouse clicks. So, if I just Googled them and found one from, I believe it was downloads.com or .net, I can't remember, the one that's been around for forever. And it worked fairly well. I haven't had an issue with it yet, so I've been using that. Let's check on where our dirt is. They've been getting some stuck up in there. Alright, 55. And 8 more, 63. 64. That's the third. I've gotten all of the items through. They just end up in weird places. I just didn't think that was supposed to happen. So, we can go ahead and close all this stuff off, kind of make it a little bit prettier than just some sand back here. Yes, this is all sand. That's gonna have to change to sandstone. But, yeah, I'll go ahead and pretty everything up and then give you a final show. So, we got everything completed. We got a little bit of color and pattern going on back there instead of just that sand. And we have some acacia slabs, which is our way down. You can actually reach both of these bottom chests from up here at the top if you're paying attention to what you're doing. So you really don't need to go down unless you need to fix something. But, you know, always leave a maintenance path into whatever you build that has any kind of redstone or anything like that. So, guys, that'll go ahead and cover everything for today. Now, if you're playing Minecraft, I would highly suggest making a AFK Fish Farm. I did that for one night, and I got so many things. I had to throw so many things away. But these books, plus these books. There's a skeleton dying on the roof of my temple here. Kept a few of the saddles, and the fish. Lily pads, a few bowls that I didn't throw away for some reason. But yeah, I would highly suggest getting this. Just look at some of these things. That is how I got this bow. That's how I got this fishing rod. So yes, guys, definitely go ahead and give that a shot. And here is the finished AFK Fish Farm. Now you can see here we got everything all set up. We've closed everything off. Kind of made it look a little bit better. But let's go ahead and give this another test here. So when you do this, you see this string here. You're kind of aiming for the string, but at the top of the door too. And you're just gonna hold down right click, or if you have, you know, your macro, you'll tell it to right click, and you'll continue to go ahead and use the rod as you just stand here. And since you're looking at the note block, you can continue to right click on it, versus as an iron door, which wouldn't allow you to draw back the bobber every time. So every time you you see the bobber come back to the rod. That is me catching something. And you can, if you listen, you can hear the clicking of the dispenser. There it was just now, and that's shooting all of the items down and across to the item storage that I got going on for it. So let's go ahead and go take a look at that. So while we're up here, why don't we go and take a look and see what we caught so far with just that few moments. We got some pufferfish, which is going to be great for when I start my brewing, some raw fish and some salmon, and I'm going to be using the fish as my food source from now on. I just catch so much of it, there's no point in not using it. And let's see what we got with the enchanted book, Frostwalker, and Efficiency 4. Very nice. Alright guys, I hope you appreciate the video. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you really did. Thanks. See you later.